we've got expansion vessel combi valve to recharge here. We've got this hallway rad, which is being replaced by another horizontal column rad. That's a triple column, I believe, so that's quite a heavy one. And then in here, we've got this horizontal radiator, which is being moved to here, and it's going to be a vertical column rad. Now, it's going to be one of these ones, which is basically here. So customer had these radiators in their kitchen before they had the extension done. So they've removed them, and this is going to be fitted on this wall. It doesn't say that it's got any inlet or outlet ports, and I believe on column radiators there usually isn't a dedicated flow and return. It's usually on the designer rads, which have the baffles.
What is happening, people? Firstly, I apologize. I very badly mistimed putting the air fryer on for my salmon. There's bloody flies flying around everywhere. And this is what happens when it's summer and you keep the windows open. You get flies bloody flying in. Anyway, you're not here to listen to me waffle on about flies. You're here to me waffle on about how good Installer Show was and how you guys didn't make it, that I didn't see you there and you missed out on all the freebies and all the giveaways and all the new deals and the new tech that's coming through and yada, yada, yada. No, you don't want to hear that either. But do you know what? Installer Show was good. It was the busiest Installer Show that I've been to, and I've been going since COVID finished. So this was the busiest one. It was great to catch up with everyone. I didn't really get a chance to go and look around. And to be honest, I don't really go to Installer Show to look around at stuff. I go there to, well, now it's a combination of work, because I'm working on the stands, and also catching up with friends, colleagues, people that I chat to on social media. And it's just great. I enjoy it. And it's great. Best time of the year as well, because it's in the middle of summer. Weather was banging. And I'm just shattered now. I'm recording this on a Friday. I came back yesterday after 3 days. Oh, excuse me. Oh. I think I actually got less sleep at Installer Show than I'd get on a regular basis anyway. I thought I might get to catch up, but no, it's actually the opposite. And you can probably tell by my voice that I've been doing a lot of talking, so my voice has gone as well. Quite a few people come up to see me, so apologies if I don't remember everyone's names, but if it was anyone from here and you came up to me, thank you. I appreciate it, and appreciate the kind words that you guys said, and I hope to carry on producing more content. Do you know what, after being at Installer Show, I saw so many people with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 that even though I don't need it, I kind of want one now. And Amazon Prime Day is coming up, so I may just invest in my business in another way. Thank you very much if you came up to me at Installer Show. It was great to meet you. And if you didn't, hopefully I'll catch you at another trade show or something like that. And in the meantime, I've got a video for you for a couple of column rads and some other odd jobs inside the house. I hope you enjoy it. If you haven't already, please do like and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but to me, it means a lot. And I'll see you guys soon.
Well. 12th of May. Looks like summer's rearing its beautiful head. I am going to be working on fitting a couple of radiators today. Let me take you inside. So you probably won't recognize this job because I did it a while ago. I can't remember how long ago exactly, but I did put it on YouTube. It was the PRV on this Worcester CDI. Now, the pressure on this has dropped to 0 again, but I've checked with the customer, PRV hasn't been going, so I'm not sure where the leak is. I'm going to take the case off and have a look inside, see if it's something internally. I mean, this external vessel, that is rock solid, so that needs repressurizing, which is fine because where I'm going to be partially draining the system to change the radiators, I can recharge that at the same time. I've also got this combi valve to replace because this PRV's been going as well, and that needs recharging as well. So we've got expansion vessel combi valve to recharge here. We've got this hallway rad, which is being replaced by another horizontal column rad. That's a triple column, I believe, so that's quite a heavy one. And then in here we've got this horizontal radiator, which is being moved to here, and it's going to be a vertical column rad. Now it's going to be one of these ones, which is basically here. So customer had these radiators in their kitchen before they had the extension done, so they've removed them, and this is going to be fitted on this wall. It doesn't say that it's got any inlet or outlet ports, and I believe on column radiators there usually isn't a dedicated flow and return. It's usually on the designer rads, which have the baffles. It should be okay on this. Now they don't have the brackets for it, so the customer's just going to pop out to get the brackets for it, and unfortunately we can't get hold of the hook brackets today. If they've been ordered previously, could have got them from Amazon, but we're going to have to use these spring type brackets, and I'm not a big fan of them, but it is what it is. They do have feet for them, but I can't use the feet, and the reason being is because in here, sorry, let me, it's a bit dark, let me put some light on. There we go. Because it's all wooden flooring here, the pipework is going to be adjusted surface mounted, and the nicest way I can see doing it is running it on top of the skirting rather than along here. So I'm going to run it along the skirting, and then it's going to go up to the radiator. For that I need to sort of work out how high to hang the rad, so that I can make sure that the pipework comes around and then into the valves, because we don't want it to go down and then up. So that's the plan. I'm going to open up that radiator box first, because I want to make sure that one doesn't have dedicated inlet and outlet ports. If it does, then I'll quickly put the heating on and double check with that radiator which ones are flow and return. If it doesn't, then it's fine, it's not a problem. Oh, and I've got TRV to change upstairs as well. So this is the only job I've got booked in for today, understandably. So I've got two radiators, one's going in the same place, this one's being relocated, got combi valve to change, got TRV to change, and recharge 2 expansion vessels, and maybe look for a leak. So fairly busy day. Let's get to work. This is why it's always good to unbox the radiator first. Well, first you want to make sure it's not damaged or anything like that, because I have had that before where a radiator literally had a hole in it. I'm just from being cute. But no, this one, look, we've got inlet. So on this side we're going to have outlet. There we go. And top. Before I start draining down, I'm going to put some pressure in the system. I'm going to run the heating, and I'm going to double check which is my flow and return. And normally TRVs will be fitted on the flows, but it's not necessarily always the case. I mean, are these bi-directional? If they're bi-directional, it could be either or, and that's got an arrow facing down, so perhaps that is the return, and that's our flow. I can't see another arrow sort of facing that way to say it's bi-directional, so it may be that this one is not bi-directional. But run the heating, I'll get the thermal imaging camera out, and we'll double check which is our inlet and outlet, or I'll just put the temperature clamps on. Yeah, my inkling was correct. The right hand side is our flow. You can see it's coming in from there. So I'm gonna have to make sure that that inlet, so this is going to be the back of the radiator, which actually works because it means we can keep the sticker on and flip it backwards, so that you're not actually going to be able to see the sticker, but you still know that there is inlet and outlets on there. And now I'm going to just quickly turn the boiler off, because we don't want that to carry on running. Why didn't that turn off? Is that switch? Okay. There we go. We know which is our flow and return. Now I can drain down, partially drain down, and get to work. Okay, first radiator is off the wall. Customer's just going to fill in the bits that need filling in and stuff. Took off their top shelf as well. In the meantime, I'm going to have a bit of lunch, and also for this vertical one, couldn't get the brackets. But all is not lost, we have a plan B. We are going to use the feet now instead, and we're just going to have to run the pipe work sort of along the bottom of the skirting there rather than above the skirting. And also, doesn't sound good, so it's good that we're using the feet because they're going to take the bulk of the weight. Now in this column rad, we've got 6 brackets, 3 at the top, 3 at the bottom. What I'm going to actually do is I'm going to sacrifice 2 of the brackets. So rather than having the 3, I'm going to put 2 brackets probably slightly in, so it's going to spread the weight a little bit more evenly. And I'm going to use the other 2 brackets for this. So you can see I've marked it out here. And luckily we can put it on the feet and they go flat against the wall. So that will hold that radiator in place and I'll still be able to get both jobs done. Just got to improvise a little bit. But now I'm going to have a bit of lunch and then I will probably start with this one because that needs a little bit of decorating to do. So I'll get started with this one and then we'll go from there. That rad's gone. Now I have managed to actually get good solid fixings on there. So now the moment of truth, slide that over, hang it on there, put it onto the feet and hopefully it will stay. All right, let's give this a go. Okay, now right. Yeah, what's going with this? It's just a slight bit of movement on that, but I think I need to either, yeah, look, that's on there solid. I think this one I need to loosen it and raise it up a bit. I think that's why the movement is, because that one's hooked on nice and solid. I need to raise this left one up a touch. So let's do that. Okay, that's on. That's got a very slight movement because of the hook, but it's not going to be noticeable. Before that was a little bit lower, so it wasn't, there was quite a bit of movement, but they're flat against the wall. Brackets are flat against as well. So now I can try work out how to do my pipe work. Like I said, now I'm going to have to run it along here like that. I was going to use Munson clips if I was going to do it above the skirting, but also the customer said they're going to be painting over the pipes white anyway, so I'm just going to use white plastic Talon clips. That will just make it a little bit easier, just go straight round. And then, yeah, luckily I've got enough height to just basically go onto there and onto there. So yeah, let's start doing a bit of pipe work now. Right, that's one pipe top. So I've taken one of the pipes along there, snuck it into there. This sofa is going to go in the corner there. So I checked with the customer whether he wanted me to go around that skirting and then back into it, but where it's going to be hidden, it's just obviously less bends, better flow as well. So that's just gone straight into there. Managed to sneak a bit of 15 around the back there, and that's going into there as well. That's everything's pressed in there. It looks like we're going to have a thunderstorm soon. It's gone a bit dark outside. Light is getting a bit low, but now that this one's done, I'm going to have a look at the other radiator, or I'm going to try and sort out the expansion vessel and the combi valve in the meantime. And I've got that TRV to do upstairs as well. So still got a few bits to crack on with because I think that wall still needs drying out. So whilst it's drying out, I'll crack on with the other bits. Right, so this external vessel is down there. Just taking it off, repressurize it, and with some LDF that's not letting by anymore. That's good. Pop that back on, and then customer's still sorting out that wall, so I'm going to probably get this combi valve done, I reckon. Right, I didn't record it, but that's swapped out there. Now I get these from Unvented Components. Well, there you go. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that, but they just do parts and spares for, well, unvented cylinders and all sorts of bits. I've also picked this up as well. This is like a TPRV or PRV tool. I don't know how to describe it, but basically, when you know what it's like when you're trying to open that always wants to snap shut. But what you can do with this, you open it and you slide that in, and that basically just holds it open. So if you need to recharge the air gap or anything like that, that's all fine. That is a lot better. That was 0. Now, yeah, 3.1 bar, which is what I recharged it to. That vessel's done. That vessel's done. That combi valve's done. One rad done. Got one more rad to do and a TRV to do. I'm going to have a look inside the boiler to make sure there's nothing leaking, because the customers did say that they've been losing pressure. I reckon it's because that expansion vessel was flat as a pancake. I'll probably check the, not probably, I will check the expansion vessel in here as well, because right now, whilst we've got no pressure in the system, it's the perfect time to just recharge any vessels and stuff like that. So I'll check that afterwards. We'll get all the radiator stuff done. It is 3:45. The next radiator hopefully shouldn't be as long as the first one that I've done. Okay, let's get cracking on this last radiator. I've done the TRV upstairs, done all the stuff that I need to do in there. Like I said, I just need to check the boiler afterwards before I repressurize it. But I'm going to start on this. Now the way I'll do it is the bottom brackets, I always put them on top of the skirting here, and then the upper brackets will just be, I'll get it on there, hang the radiator onto it, line it up, and then mark up the top brackets. So let's get started with that. Battery's running a bit low, so I'm going to stick this on charge while I just do a few bits, and then I'll probably set up a time lapse again. Okay, I've had better luck with the fixings on this one. That's hung. Now luckily there's not actually much of a gap. Once I put the tail in, one of them might actually marry up. I might just need to do a coupling and it might just go straight on. This one not so much. I'm going to see if I've got extension pieces in the van. It might just look a bit better than rather than trying to kick the pipework up. So I'm going to have a look, see what I've got in the van, and then I will come back and we'll carry on with this. Oh, we're done. We're done. It is just coming up to 6:30. It's been a long old day, but got it done. There's that horizontal one in the hallway. So that's all good. Everything's back up to pressure. So I stuck a little drain off on there because there was no drain off on any of the rads here. So at least now we've got a drain off point on there. This one you guys have seen. That's all done. And I actually found out that the PRV on the boiler was going as well. I'll replace that again. Back up to pressure. That's been recharged. The one in there's been recharged. That's been recharged. That's been swapped out. TRV upstairs has been swapped out. So yeah, fair bit of work today, but got it all done. No leaks, which is the main thing. Everything's working. I'm going to put the last few bits back in the van, and then I'm going to make my way home. Thank you for watching, and if this is the end of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If this is not the end of the video, don't forget to like and subscribe anyway, and let's get on to the next one.